Today, I'm going to be sharing with you actionable homemaking habits that you can implement today that will help you have a cleaner home that doesn't take you hours to keep clean. One mistake I used to make when I made the transition from being a nurse to a stay at home mom was that I was really focused on just trying to get it all done. So I was going through the day, just doing things, trying to check things off of my to do list, making sure that I was getting all of these things done because I thought that the more productive I was, the better mom I was and the better wife that I was. And I was tying my level of productivity to my self worth. And I never took the time to just stop and think what were the tasks that I really needed to focus on that would make the most impact. And so I was going through the day doing all of these tasks, and I would feel like I wasn't spending enough time with my daughter. I was home with her all day, and yet I didn't really feel like I was present with her. And I wanted that to change immediately. Instead of trying to get it all done and trying to check off this massive to do list that was never ending, I started to focus on getting really good at doing a few things that were going to have the most impact in my life. I'm going to walk you through the 7 habits that I do almost every day that help me have a cleaner home and frees up 2+ hours in my day that I'm able to do more of what I want to do instead of constantly doing what I have to do. And here's why I focused on that approach, because I started learning that our brains love to conserve energy. So when things feel really hard, it makes it harder for us to do them, which is why we tend to procrastinate. And so I simplified my tasks so that my brain would think it was easy and therefore it would be easier for me to follow through with the task. And I knew that once I was able to create a simple process or a simple system to prioritize my tasks and to establish these simple habits, I knew that it would make my life much easier. I would finally be able to spend time with my daughter like I wanted to. I would finally be able to keep the house clean without spending hours cleaning. And then it would free up more time for me to do other things like read or scroll through social media guilt free. And so that's what I focused on. I knew once I was able to create these simple habits that I would eventually start building momentum and that I would create these simple habits that I would do automatically without having to have motivation or convince myself to get them done. Let's start with my 3 morning habits. So, the habit I do first in the morning is that I start a load of laundry. And as we know, laundry can be a never ending task. It just constantly piles up, piles up. As soon as you get one load of laundry done, the basket's full again and you have to start all over. One thing I did that made our life so much easier was that I started getting rid of clothes regularly. So I would go through our clothes, see if the kids could still fit them, if they still wore them, and I would make sure that I would donate those clothes that we weren't using anymore so that I wasn't constantly washing them. Because one thing with my 5 year old, she loves to just change clothes in the middle of the day. And my 2 year old has started doing that now. Like one minute you'll look at her and she has on like a pink outfit, and then she'll go in the room and come back and she has on a black outfit. Then 2 hours later, you look at her again, she has on a blue outfit. And so instead of constantly washing all of these clothes that she just wore for an hour, I make sure that I am paying attention to those types of things so I could just put the clothes back where they go. And if no one is actually wearing them, I will get rid of them. So I start a load of laundry either every morning or every other morning. It's just whenever the basket is full, I start a load of laundry. And so that way I'm staying on top of it and I'm not letting it pile up and pile up where clothes are spilling all on the floor and I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. I make sure that I am staying caught up, I'm staying ahead of the overwhelm so that I'm not as stressed. Once I've started a load of laundry, I move into habit number 2, and that is I unload the dishwasher. And so every evening, which you'll learn later, is we do a nightly reset. So every evening we clean the kitchen. And so in the morning, it makes it easier for us to clean the kitchen in the evening if the dishwasher is already unloaded. So every morning I go into the kitchen and I unload the dishwasher so it's easier for us to start to run the dishwasher in the evening. Having my 5 year old and my 2 year old at home, sometimes doing these tasks can be a little more difficult, but I try to include them into these daily chores so that they will learn to do these things because I don't want them to struggle with keeping their house clean when they get older. And so I want them to start learning how to do these chores at an early age. So my 5-year old and my 2-year old will sometimes both help me unload the dishwasher. And my 2-year old, she loves it. She's still in the stage where she loves cleaning. And so I will hand her the dishes and she will put them where they go. She already knows where they go because she does it so often. My 5-year old, it's hit or miss if she's going to help, and I don't force her to do unload the dishwasher at this age. But if she wants to help, if she sees me doing something with my 2-year old and she wants to join in, I'll let her help as well. And I know a lot of people are worried about their kids helping them with these chores because it can slow them down. But I try to really emphasize the slow living life where I'm not trying to hurry up and get a task done so I can go sit on the couch and watch TV. Like, I want to be more present with my kids. I'm prioritizing that. And so, yes, it does take longer to get the chores done, but they are learning such valuable life skills that it doesn't matter to me if it takes longer than it would if I just did it by myself, because I want them to learn these skills, because I think it's very important for them to learn these simple daily habits that can make their life easier whenever they get older as well. Homemaking habit number 3 that I do in the morning is I tidy up the bathroom after I get dressed. So I try to get dressed most days. I don't get dressed every single day. Sometimes I just lay around the house in my robe and my pajamas, and I'm completely okay with that. But most of the time throughout the week, I do try to get dressed in the morning. And so I will make sure that after I finish doing my hair and makeup and whatever else, that I put everything back where it belongs. And so I don't just leave it out on the counter and complain later that the bathroom is a mess. I go ahead and clean up as I go. So once I'm done, if I draw my eyebrows on, once I'm done, I put the eyebrow pencil back in my makeup bag. So I don't just leave it out. Whenever I put my moisturizer on, I put it back where it goes. And so that just makes it easier to put things back where they go once you're done with them, instead of leaving it all out on the counter and then I'm overwhelmed later because it's a mess. And I like to use the one touch rule. So once I use an item, I put it back where it goes so that I don't have to worry about it later. And it's easier to keep my house clean because everything has a place and I know exactly where it goes. And it's easy to put things back and it's easy to clean up because I know exactly where the items go. So if you're struggling with knowing where things go, take time throughout the week to figure out where you want things to go. And so that way you'll have less stress and you can save time because you know exactly where items go and you don't have to pick them up later and wonder where to put them. It's going to make your life so much easier. There's a saying that goes, you have to slow down to speed up. And I think that is so true. Sometimes you just have to slow down and figure out where you want things to go. And that way you can go faster later and it'll save you time cleaning because you know exactly where things go in your home and you're not as stressed because it's not as messy. So you have to slow down sometimes so you can speed up later. Now let's move into my 2 afternoon habits. So habit number 4 is I do a 1 task zone clean. So if you are familiar with the Fly Lady, she has a zone cleaning routine. You split your house up into zones and then you focus on cleaning items in that zone for the week. So I do that. I split my house up into the 5 zones and then I will choose a task that I want to focus on. So with the Fly Lady system, you clean for 15 minutes, but my brain cannot get on board with cleaning for 15 minutes. That seems like an eternity. So I just like to choose one task that I'm going to focus on, and that's what I clean. When it's done, I can either clean something else, but if I'm not feeling it that day, then that's the only task I do. And I like to go with the saying progress over perfection. So, yes, I might just be cleaning one thing that day, but that's one thing more than I would have cleaned. So, I'm happy with that. I'm not going to push myself too hard and try to force myself to do all of these things. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Keeping your home clean is a marathon, not a sprint. It's fine if you're just cleaning one thing each day. That's one thing more than you would have cleaned if you cleaned nothing. So celebrate yourself doing that one task. And whenever I'm trying to decide which task I'm going to choose, I like to use the Fly Lady app. She has at the bottom, it's a section that says zones. And so you'll look at what zone you're in, and she already gives you a preloaded list of tasks that you can do in each zone of your house. So I'll just choose one of the tasks off of that list that is already created for you in the app. And that makes my life so much easier. I don't have to figure out what to clean. And I also will sometimes like to use my ADHD cleaning bundle. I'll have it linked for you in the description. It has room by room cleaning checklists as well. And so that makes it easy too, because you can just choose one of those tasks off your the ADHD cleaning checklist, and then you'll know exactly what you're going to clean today and tomorrow and the next after that. And once you go through the entire checklist, you can just erase the check marks and then start back over from the top. So that'll make your life easier as well, as either using the Fly Lady app where she has all of the tasks preloaded in there for you, or you can use the ADHD cleaning bundle, which I've created. And I have the task for each room of your house, and they're in order so you can clean from top to bottom. So from the ceiling to the floor, which is how professional cleaners clean. They start at the ceiling and make their way down to the floor. And so that's the order the tasks are in. They will start at the top at the ceiling, and then you'll make your way down to the baseboards. Habit number 5 that I do for a cleaner home, and I do this in the afternoon, is I take the clothes that I had put into the washing machine that morning and I transfer them over to the dryer. And so that's habit number 5. Just every afternoon, I take the clothes from the washer and I transfer them into the dryer so that way I can put them away in the evening. Have you noticed how easy these habits can be? I want them to feel super simple so that it doesn't take a lot of motivation to get them done. I can get them done in just a few minutes. And these are the habits that I do that are going to have the hugest impact to help me be less stressed and less overwhelmed. So let's move into habit number 6. And this is starting in the evening. So now we're into my evening habits. So with habit number 6, I put away the laundry. So in the morning, I started a load of laundry. In the afternoon, I transfer the clothes from the washer to the dryer. And then in the evening, I take those clothes out of the dryer and I put them away. And so I don't always do habit number 6. So I don't always put away the laundry every evening. I like to wait until I have about 3 baskets of clean laundry to put away. And that way I can listen to a podcast and pretty much listen to almost the entire thing, or I'll watch a show on Netflix or something like that. But I don't put away laundry every single day, and that is intentional. That is by choice because I like to listen to a podcast while I'm doing this. And I've noticed that if I only have one load of laundry to put away, I'm just getting into the podcast. It like hasn't even got to the good stuff yet. And so that was like really irritating for me. And so I like to just wait until I have like 3 baskets of clean laundry and then I'll put everything away. And that takes me a little bit longer, but it's more peaceful. I can kind of zone out and do it. And whenever I'm putting my laundry away, I do not fold it. I like to use the no fold laundry method. And I do have behind the scenes video of me putting away my laundry. And my daughter, I think she was 2 years old, she was putting away her own laundry. So videos of that is in the Productive Moms Toolkit, and I'll have that linked for you in the description. So if you're tired of folding laundry and you want to see my method of putting away laundry that like cut my laundry time by 50%, I hang things up, I use bins, we just throw stuff in there, and it saves me so much time. My kids can put away their own laundry from being a toddler is when we started, and so it makes things so much easier. So if you're wanting to see how I cut my laundry time by 50%, those videos are in the Productive Moms Toolkit. And my last evening habit is habit number 7, and this is our nightly reset. And so this is when all of us, so my 2 daughters, myself, my husband, we all clean. My husband, he cleans the kitchen, and me and the girls will clean the living room because it's always scattered with toys. We'll pick up the toys from the bedrooms and we just put everything away. And so those are the only 2 areas that we focus on. So we just really focus on the kitchen and the living room because those are our most used areas in the house. And so we like to keep those clean and presentable just for our own sanity. Like if someone comes over unannounced, that's fine. It'll look lived in, but it'll, it looks fine. But we really do it just because we value having a clean home. And so he cleans the kitchen in the evening. I clean the living room with the girls. We just mostly pick up toys, sweep, which my kids can do that as well. And so we're all working together to keep our home clean. And that way we can wake up to a clean home in the morning and I'm not waking up frazzled because there are toys scattered everywhere and dishes in the sink. It just really starts our day off right, and it starts our day off better when we wake up to a clean home. If you are wanting a step-by-step process to keep up with the housework while still giving your kids the attention they deserve, head to the description and grab the Productive Moms Toolkit so you can see these step-by-step processes that I do that have drastically simplified my life and have made it so much easier for me to be present with my kids while still keeping up with the cleaning and the cooking and everything else. It covered the Productive Moms Toolkit covers everything from cleaning, meal planning, setting boundaries. It has so many things, especially if you're ADHD like I am. I show you the ways that I plan out my day, how I keep my house clean, how I remember the recipes that I want to cook. Everything is in there. So if you're interested in really simplifying your life, grab the Productive Moms Toolkit. Make sure you watch this video next, all about how I plan my day as a stay-at-home mom with a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old.